what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a massive Sephora haul and there is a lot of really good new stuff. So let me not waste time and let's get into it. Also, for you guys who are new here and have never seen one of my hauls, I do all my hauls with reviews on all the items, so they're not fresh out of the box. I have tested them and I'm here to give you my opinion. That way you really know if it's worth it or not. I have both of the newer Natasha Denona palettes. Here is the Sunset, here is Lila. Both of these come with 15 different eyeshadow shades. They are in a magnetic case. These are really durable and they travel very well and protect the eyeshadows. It has a mirror on this side. You have a attached piece of plastic that you can rip off. There are perforations with all the individual shade names, and then the shades inside are right here. Natasha Denona, let's clear something up. She's expensive, but her eyeshadow quality is just phenomenal. They are so pigmented, they are so easy to blend. Also, you are getting 15 eyeshadows. If you think about it, price per eyeshadow, it's kind of, I think, easier to break down the pricing according to that. The Sunset palette has a really good mix of matte, metallic, and shimmers. Usually I try to swatch absolutely everything for you guys in every video. I'm gonna try to keep it concise today though, so you can see how pigmented, how intense, and how beautiful these shades are. While I do think you could probably come up with a palette or find a palette that is very similar, I still suggest investing in some sort of Natasha Denona eyeshadow set because they are really, really beautiful, unique, quality products. The Lila palette is newer and again, same thing. And then these are the shades inside the Lila palette. This palette is cooler. You have a lot more pinks and purples and mauves. Beautiful. If these types of colors are up your alley, this palette is so amazing. What's really nice about the Natasha Denona palettes is I feel that all the eyeshadows across the board for each palette have the same consistent high quality. That's one swipe down the side of my pinky. I mean, come on. That's just beautiful. Look at that. This is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. I have the Rose Gold palette, which was her first eyeshadow palette, and I personally really love that palette, but I think this palette is even better than the Rose Gold palette. So for the packaging, you have this amazing visual, and it is a cardboard, pretty sleek magnetic case, so it would just travel well. On this side, you have a mirror, and then on this side, I'm gonna hold it upside down so I don't blind you guys with my mirror, the eyeshadow colors. Now, I'm wearing this primarily on my eyes. I have a little bit of the Lila palette. The palette is primarily warm, but there's a good mixture of like warm purples and reds and terracottas, and then also your peaches, your pinks, and a couple of browns in there. You have matte shades, which are really stunning, super, super pigmented and very easy to blend out. You also have some metallic shades. You have a couple duochrome shades like this one, and then you have this crazy glitter where it's literally this multi-colored glitter like top coat type of effect. It does not have a base, so it's pure glitter, so you want to make sure that you're really packing it on or using ideally like some kind of adhesive or a glitter glue or primer to really make it stick well. But for being a full glitter eyeshadow, if you pat it on, it really does stay pretty well. So you can see how pigmented and high quality these shadows are. They just blend with a brush so beautifully. So the next eyeshadow palette that I have is from Makeup Forever. This is their newest eyeshadow palette. It's the Lustrous Shadow Palette, and it comes with 12 different eyeshadows. I own a ton of the Makeup Forever individuals, so I was definitely about to skip this, but then I read online that it's a new formula, so I picked it up and I'm not upset about it. Do I think it's anything vastly different from the other formula? I don't know, but I do really like the palette, so it worked out well. The palette itself is like a tin case, and then on the back you have all the colors with their exact shades and their names, and then you have the eyeshadows that are sitting in like a rubberized foam. You get a good variety of like neutrals pretty much. These shadows with that gel powder formula, super pigmented, really easy to blend out. I feel kind of like a broken record, but all the eyeshadow palettes that I have for this specific haul are similar, and I do suggest all of them, so heads up. There are 3 metallic shades, the rest are matte, and I'm pretty sure this insert, you can pop it out so that you have the tin as like a storage piece, which is nice. So here are just a couple of the shades. One swipe in each shadow is really all you need for the Makeup Forever ones. And the black eyeshadow for Makeup Forever is definitely one of my favorite blacks because it is really, truly black. This is the Sephora Pro eyeshadow palette. I have the warm palette. The packaging is sturdy, heavy, magnetic packaging. When you open the palette, you have a massive mirror on this side and an insert that has all the shades on it. I don't really like inserts. I'm just gonna say that. I think that the eyeshadow names should just be right on the palette underneath each shade because there's no way I'm keeping track of this. It's like, and it's gone. So here is Natasha Denona Sunset, and here is the Sephora Pro. If you look at both of them next to each other, although the color family is very similar in that warm range, the Natasha Denona one is just a lot bolder and more intense and brighter than the Sephora Pro. So although there is a yellow in the Sephora Pro, the yellow in the Sephora Pro versus the yellow in Natasha Denona is much more subdued and almost like a mustard yellow in comparison to this like bumblebee type of yellow. The quality of eyeshadows, if you really had to compare, I say go with Natasha Denona. There are 28 eyeshadows in this palette. You have a good range of lighter shades to darker shades. Overall, for a really expansive, warm shaded palette, it's a nice palette. This is the Board de Plage palette from Nars. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize in advance. The packaging is a little bit bulkier. It snaps shut, and then on the back you have the names of the products inside. When you open it on this side, you have a mirror on the entire surface, and then you have this product inside. This is essentially just highlighting and bronzing. You have Laguna and Casino, and then you have 4 limited edition highlighter shades, but all of them are that gel powder formula. When you swipe the color, you are just getting pure pigment. There is no powdery residue. I am wearing this shade here, but just to show you guys, let me just pop some more on. So I'm taking the same shade on a flat Real Techniques brush. So you can see how much that has intensified the highlight, but it doesn't look ashy. The one issue that I have with this palette is that for people with deeper skin tones, these are not going to be bronzers. I don't know what they're gonna be, but not bronzers. This here is the Sephora brand blush palette. It is plastic, so the chances of it breaking if you drop it are high, but the front is clear so you can see all 6 shades that are inside. It snaps open, and then these are the shades in the palette. You have 4 shades that have a sheen to them, and then these 2 matte shades. I like that there's a mix of finishes because you can layer any of the shimmery colors over the matte ones to add a little more dimension, or you can mix the glittery ones together to get more versatility and again dimension. But the quality of these blushes is really, really beautiful. I am wearing this one today with a little bit of this, and they just blend so nicely. I feel like I have a little more control over the product versus shades that are just way, way too pigmented. People with much deeper skin tones could definitely use the shimmery shades as highlights and also all the shades as eyeshadows, but this is an amazing palette for a pretty affordable price. And they're just really flattering shades. Also from Sephora is the Luminizing palette. So same concept, same packaging, and you get 6 different highlighting shades in this palette. The formula is this creamy gel type of powder formula. They kind of, not all of them, but some of them texture-wise remind me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits. I like palettes like this when it comes to highlighters because you can really mix and customize your own highlight shade. So this is the palette. Like, come on. I mean, look how potent and intense those shades are. Don't sleep on Sephora, guys. Sephora brand is really doing it and just getting things right. This is the Huda Beauty Summer Highlight Palette. It's cardboard packaging, magnetic closure. When you open it, you have the top here that says Huda Beauty, and then these are the shades in the summer palette. You have one cream highlight, and then you have 3 powder highlights. The cream highlight is this beautiful gold. It's almost like an old gold, like I want to say there's hints of almost a green tinge to it. And then you have Malibu, which is your champagne-y shade. And then you have the more fun shade. So Copacabana is a light pink with a shocking pink flash running through it, so it has a duochrome effect. And then Mykonos is a purple with a blue iridescent flash running through it. So that right there is Mykonos. I personally think on the colorful range of highlights, this is pretty wearable. They can be layered together to make certain shades more wearable. Like for example, if I combine Mykonos and Copacabana together, that's the shade you get. So it's a really light lilac-y pink kind of shade. I think the quality of her highlighters is also beautiful, really creamy. It doesn't leave a lot of powder feel to the skin. Let's just throw on Copacabana. So that right there is Copacabana. I think it's super beautiful, especially if you have deeper skin tones, like my skin tone, a little bit lighter, all the way to super, super rich, deep, dark skin tones. These types of colors with the duochrome and the holographic kind of finish just look so beautiful on medium to deep skin tones because they really pop, but they don't look like a stripe of intense color. This is the Sephora Golden Hour Highlighter in 03 Noon. This highlighter is so beautiful. I believe there are 3 or 4 different shades in this Golden Hour line. The packaging has this ombre finish sticker on top. It's not the most luxe packaging. Plastic packaging has all the information with the color on the back, and the sticker actually signifies the shade pretty much that you're getting inside, which I do appreciate because that way you can tell just by looking at it what shade is which. And then inside you have a mirror on this side of your compact and then the highlight on this side. 03 High Noon is this amazing peachy gold shade that is so beautiful. The finish of this powder is also just so creamy, just blends in like a dream. It gives you the most radiant glow. You can really amp it up, you can tone it down, you can put this on your body. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Prismatic Amethyst. This is technically a limited edition highlighter. You have a mirror on this side, and then this is the actual Prismatic Amethyst shade. This one is a white ivory pearl base with really pretty lilac-y amethyst lavender, slightly pinky iridescence running through it. When you apply a massive amount of it, it definitely has that white undertone. When you blend it out and really get it into the skin, you have that flash of iridescence, pinky purple. Even on my hand, you can see now, it definitely will have a tendency to look ashy on anyone who is around my skin tone or deeper. So keep that in mind. If you're into something like this, check it out. But to be honest, I think you can pass on Prismatic Amethyst. It's just not my favorite iridescent duochrome highlight. This is a bronzer from Hourglass. It is one of their newer shades. They came out with 2 different new shades, and this is Diffused Bronze Light. The Hourglass bronzers and blushes, if you were unaware, basically combine a color with one of their already existing face powders or illuminators. So this one is a combination with Diffused Light. So the bronzer packaging is beautiful. It's luxury high-end. It is a little bulky, but it looks really fancy. And then when you open it, there's a mirror on this side, and this is what the bronzer looks like. So the thing with these bronzers and the blushes is that since they're in this marbleized baked format, you don't actually know how much of color versus face powder you're getting. So if you have fair skin, that's totally fine and it's not going to be an issue. If you have medium to deeper skin tones though, and you have a bronzer that is primarily face powder, you may run into an issue of it just not working for you. I will also say that none of their bronzers, in my personal opinion, are really ideal for people with much deeper skin tones. I love these powders, the blushes, the face powders, the highlighters, the bronzers, but just this specific one just hasn't really worked out well. When I swatch it right in the center, this is what it looks like. So it's not really been working out super well for me as a bronzer. I have another one of these Sephora Golden Hour highlighters. This one is 02 Dawn. Different colored gradient on the front. This here is what High Noon 03 looks like. This is 02 Dawn. This is the shade Dawn inside. It definitely is a truer just gold. So this one right here is High Noon, and then this one here is Dawn. Dawn, just because of the undertones and the pigmentation of it on my skin tone, is showing up a little lighter, a little bolder, a little brighter. This is the only hair product for this haul, and it is from Moroccan Oil. It's the Curl Re-Energizing Spray. If you saw my October favorites, actually, that was my natural hair texture. And so what I like to do when I'm just leaving my hair naturally is have a spray like this that is just a hydrating mist, where on the second or third day where some of my waves have kind of gone stringy or straighter than the others, I can spritz this in to reform the waves the way they were on day one, let's say. I love the concept of this spray. I think it smells really nice. It feels nice. It's super lightweight. It just feels kind of like water. But I will say I'm still on the lookout for this concept, but something that's slightly more effective as far as hydration. I find that I'm putting it in my hair like twice a day, and after a couple of days, it's actually causing buildup in my hair and kind of making some of my curls a little stringier than I want them to look. Let me know if any of you guys have a spray like this for your natural waves or curls that you like to put in. This is the Volition Beauty Turmeric Brightening Polish for face and body. I'm a fan of the brand. It's just really effective product that is primarily naturally derived. But what's also cool about Volition Beauty is that they create products based off of feedback and requests, which I think is very, very cool. So they're really catering to like your needs. So the turmeric face scrub brightens and smooths, tones and hydrates, promotes overall skin radiance. It's for all skin types and you should avoid your eyes. It feels kind of like wet sand, so that's the type of exfoliation you're getting to the skin. The cool thing about it is that it has turmeric, sandalwood, and olive oil. So turmeric is really good for brightening the skin. It's also an antiseptic. Sandalwood is going to help with toning the skin, and olive oil is going to help hydrate the skin. I really have been loving this exfoliator, and I'm excited to try more from Volition Beauty. This is brand new from Fresh. It's the Fresh Face Instant Glow Luminizer with Meadow Foam Seed Oil. There's essentially a face cream that gives you sheer illumination. There's a more silvery pearly shade, and then this one is the more golden shade. On the back of this, it says it gives you a sun-kissed glow to all skin tones. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, because this is literally like a gold highlighter on my face. When I think sun-kissed, I think like bronzy glow. That's not what this is doing for my skin tone. So if you have my skin tone or deeper, it's definitely gonna give you a gold glow on your skin, but it does improve the appearance and texture of your skin, and it leaves it super silky and smooth, and you can wear it all over the face or you can put it in targeted areas. I'm a huge fan of this. It's kind of a pinky golden hue to it, and then when you rub it in, it just feels like a facial moisturizer. It's really hydrating and nice on the skin, but look at that radiance. It is so beautiful. Because of the sheen and luminosity to it, it kind of automatically evens out your skin tone and kind of blurs imperfections and blemishes and discoloration slightly because of that golden sheen to it. But it's a really pretty pretty product. This product I'm sure you guys have probably all seen all over Instagram. It is the Farsali Unicorn Essence Skin Enhancing Antioxidant Serum. So this is that product that everyone was dropping like on their cheeks to do like pink tears. It is an antioxidant serum. It's packed with a lot of natural ingredients to boost your skin's moisture, help balance it, target problem issues on your skin, and also antioxidants are really important for your skin because they help everything else function better. This is a really nice, lightweight, light pink, iridescent, sparkly serum. Is it pretty to look at? Yes. And does it feel nice on the skin? Also, yes. It does help to prep my skin for my moisturizer, and I feel like this in combination with moisturizer does give me a beautiful, soft, I want to say bouncy for some reason, but it gives you that effect of just like really plump, young, bright, hydrated skin. So I do really like it. Also from Farsali is the Rose Gold Elixir. I have used this a ton. This product I love. It is a facial oil with tiny little flecks of gold flake. It really soaks into the skin. I love using this at night or before I put on makeup on days when I'm feeling really dry, especially if it's cold out, and it just helps plump up the skin, prep it for anything else you're putting on top of it, whether it's skincare or makeup, and I love that it absorbs quickly. I'm sure a lot of you have also seen people mixing this into their foundation or their contour creams or other makeup products. You absolutely can do that. I would just say test it out to see what it works for and what it doesn't, because depending on your skin type and the makeup you're using and the ingredients in the makeup, this might break up the makeup because it is an oil. This is a little mini that they have online at Sephora right now, which is really cool. I would suggest getting the full size because it is a fantastic facial oil. This is the No Pore Blend primer from Touch in Sol. So it's going to really diminish the look of pores and kind of blur imperfections, but it's going to do it in a very hydrating manner. This is a really, really good primer. It is this light pink color and it has a pump on it. It pumps out almost like in a gel moisturizer texture where it's thin, but the moment you blend it in and it starts to soak in, you can feel how silky and smooth and just perfected the skin is. But because it has a hydrating finish, it still gives you a little bit of life and luminosity to the skin. I love primers that blur, but a lot of times those can be very drying. It won't exaggerate any dry skin or texture that I have on my face. I've tried it with a couple different foundations and each time my makeup has just sat really, really nicely on top and my skin has just looked great. I've worn this out without any makeup on top and I really did like the finish that it gave my skin. That's a wrap for today's haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below for me and let me know if you have tried any of these products, what you think, or what from this haul actually interested you. I'm curious to know. But until my next video, thank you guys as always so much for tuning in and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye guys.